what we look like here. We are here. Okay, let me see if I need some opening music. We're waiting for all of the stream. Well, we're streaming on LinkedIn. We're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming everywhere. Okay, let's start the party. Martin, dance with me. Oh, he's a dancer too. He's the original cool dude, everybody. Don't stop dancing.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's your day.
2 days and this day.
Celebrating you in this
Saturday.
special way.
November 22nd. Happy birthday, Martin.
Smile.
Smile.
We're celebrating you in style.
So much style. Let's see if we can get the orchestra to quiet down now. Here we go. Thank you to the Suno Orchestra. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is HB2U, and I found out that my wonderful guest co-host, oh, he's everything. He's a guest, he's a co-host, he's everything. He is having a real birthday in 2 days on November 22nd. So happy birthday, Martin. Tell everybody who you are, what you do, and then we'll get started. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. My name is Martin Stenzig. These days, I'm the Chief Executive Officer for a company called Alpha Oak. We're in the SAP consulting space, sort of intersection with utilities, and we're always happy to entertain new customers. So if you're looking for services, let us know.
A little shameless promo is fine. I have to tell everybody I've known Martin for years. He has been on my Technology Revolution show many, many years, wearing different hats over the years through different corporate enterprises he was involved with. Yes, the whole rack with the hat. And Martin did start Alpha Oak, which I think is a really cool name, ALPHAOAK, all one word with a capital A and a capital O. But important to me, Martin was the first cool dude I had on my TOO Capitals Saucy Dame plus Cool Dude show in October 2024. And I said to Martin, I have an idea. I was doing Saucy Dames. I have an idea. I'd like to talk to some male guests, and I want to talk to you. And I said, you'd be perfect for my first guest. Can I call you men, cool guys, cool boys, I don't know, cool pals, cool fellas? I said, what about cool dudes? And Martin said, that's okay. And as of a week ago, I have my Bonnie D's Cool Dudes Hall of Fame, and Martin is in the #1 spot on that. You're going to come on my prediction show in 2 weeks just to drop in and say hello. So Martin, thank you so much. Are you ready for this? You ready? All
Absolutely.
set? Okay, so it's time to cheer, to toast, to woo. It's November 20th. Happy birthday to you and Martin, to you early. With Bonnie D on her scarlet mic dishing glam and sass with the vintage spike. I'm not the vintage. I don't know. It's something else. And look who's here with a velvet roar. It's Martin S., my guest co-host du jour. Roar and jur are supposed to rhyme. We're naming names in the birthday game, from Hollywood Heights to YouTube fame, plus wacky holidays in music history gold. Get ready, darlings. The fun is set to unfold. So grab your party hat. Do you have a party hat, Martin? I'm gonna,
Not here, but
I'm
yeah.
going to put this, I'm just going to take an extra flower. I've got a whole bunch of these. Grab your party hat and let the champagne pour. It's 2:35 p.m. here in Eastern U.S. time. So it's what, 11:35 for you? 11 a.m. for you, right? You can have champagne because it's brunch time and I'm mid-afternoon. I could have it too. HB2U is lighting up November 20th, the glam and bam and so much more. And I'm going to start us off with music history events. Let's do this. So 1955. What? In the music equivalent to the Babe Ruth trade. Those of you in baseball fandom, you know what I'm talking about. Sun Records owner Sam Phillips sold what? Sold Elvis Presley's contract. This is 1955 to RCA for $35,000. Martin, I don't know what that'd be worth today, but it's a hell of a lot more than 35 grand. Elvis had 1 year left on the contract, and Sam Phillips invested the money, get this, in a hotel chain called the Holiday Inn. He made a you-know-what load of money. Sam Phillips, that was probably one of the best trades you ever made. Did you know that story about the start
No.
of... Oh,
No, I didn't know the Holiday Inn story. That was a brand new one. But I'm like, it's those moments where he's like, those never happen to me. I always have a colleague that he experiences the funniest stories, and when I go on a business trip, it's like, okay, I got to the hotel. Great. So,
well, as of today, you have this document with all these stories to tell people. So think about that. See, now you're ready. I called it raising the conversation bar. You've got the next one. What happened next?
1957. The Silhouettes released their hit rock and roll song called Get a Job, which, I listened to it, I looked it up. It has a really funny start to that song. So it's like, oh my goodness, and then they're talking about Get a Job, which is, obviously even in 1957 was an important thing to do. So obviously it is.
All right, you ready for this? Do doom do 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 do
Exactly.
do 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 doom do 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 doom do 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 do. Get a job. Da 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 da. I changed the key. Sorry about that. I had to. I vaguely remember that song, and
Well,
it was
that
quite.
sounds like more than vaguely remember. I think you,
Oh, please. Oh, please.
like,
Well, I was just barely toddling in 1957, or it was from my mother's womb. We'll leave that one alone. Let's save my face here and go to 1957, 1959. I remember hearing this name on New York's WABC radio. There was a DJ named Alan Freed, Freed. He also hosted Alan Freed's Big Beat Party on TV somewhere. He got fired. Why? He wouldn't sign a statement admitting he took payola. That was the big scandal in music, Martin, back in the day where record companies paid for music airplay. You weren't supposed to be, oh, that's a good song, I'll play it, not how much you going to pay me to play your kid's song. Okay. So Alan Freed took a hit on that. He should have gone with Sam Phillips and invested in Holiday Inn.
in Holiday Inn. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm going to 1961. Billboard reports the popularity of the twist craze.
Don't
Um,
hurt yourself.
Three separate films starring Chubby Checker, Joey D, and the Starlighters, and Dion are scheduled for production, and New York television station WOR is airing hourly twist lessons of 1 to 5 minutes featuring Chubby Checker. I I don't think I ever got the 1 through 5 minutes, but believe it or not, about 30 years later, I was still taught the twist. So it's like, I don't think the twist craze ever stopped since 1961. I mean, it comes,
Didn't it?
but anyways, let's go on to the next one.
I have to tell you that I was the drummer and MC for a Motown cover band when I was living in Durham, North Carolina a few years ago. And once in a while, we would sneak the twist into our repertoire. And I always used to say, we've got ambulances standing by outside
It's
because it was a 55 plus crowd, and I was worried
oldie
about
but
their
goodie. And then he goes like this, and it's like, I can't move.
It's like that hip used to be there. It's not there anymore. But we'll
I
leave
know.
that one alone. And I think the Chubby Checker was named that by, if I'm not mistaken, Dick Clark's wife. His name was Ernest Evans, and I think she called somebody gave him the nickname of Chubby Checker. So there you go. I remember Joey D and the Starlighters and Dion, of course, Dion from Dion on the Belmont Street Corner Harmony, Doo-wop. That was Dion. So I didn't know they were giving twist lessons, but who needed lessons? Let's go to 1966. This is interesting. Cabaret with a C. The Candor Ebb musical featuring Joel Grey and Bert Convy opened on Broadway at the Broadhurst Theater, and it became a box office hit that ran 1,166 performances. I don't know how that stacks up with other long-running shows. Do you, Martin? I have no idea.
No idea.
Sounds
No,
like a
it's like
lot, though.
there's a yeah, no, there's sort of some shows these days are going on for what, 18, 20, 25 seasons or something. So they're probably getting close, but I don't know
Yeah,
how that
and I don't know how many
revival
days a
stuff.
week. This won 8 Tony Awards and inspired productions around the world. And there was a film, Come to the Cabaret. I'm trying not to murder the songs, but there's just so much to sing today. Go ahead, rescue me. What's next?
1969, James Brown drags his road-weary band into King Studios in Cincinnati, where Clyde Stubblefield, now that's a name,
Yes.
starts banging out a syncopated drum pattern. Now that's a word. I listened to that drum pattern. As
Did you?
actually, it would still make it into any funky drummer song today. So, anyways, James Brown makes it the basis of the song he titles Funky
Funky
Drummer.
drummer.
It's a minor hit, but becomes one of the hip hop's most sampled songs and funk standards, but he received no credits for it. Stubblefield has been named among the greatest drummers of all time by various publications.
And I first heard his name when one of my drum teachers said, go listen to some Clyde Stubblefield riffs on the drums and you'll find out
Yeah.
what really good drumming is. So isn't that something that he was tired and he just went in and said, "Brr." Just gonna be,
There's, yeah,
and
and
everybody said,
there's actually a great Netflix documentary. I don't know if you've seen it about drummers. You should I mean, I don't know if it's on anymore, but it's fantastic. I've watched it two or three times. So it's all the greats in the field of drumming.
I will
Um,
find it.
and it's yeah, so you have to look at it,
I
watch
will
it.
find it. Thank you. And my drums are sitting unused in the other room. I'm going to go play after. I'm going to the grocery store. After that, I'll come back and play. No, it's too. I'll do it tomorrow. It's okay. 1970, the next year, the Kinks' Ray Davies flies to London to re-record a section of his lead vocals for the group single Ape Man. I know some of the Kinks' music. I don't remember Ape Man. However, there was a problem. Radio stations had a problem with this line, Martin. The air pollution is fogging up my glasses, my eyes. And they claimed that fogging sounded like an F word that wasn't supposed to be said on the radio at that time. The air
Uh,
pollution is upping up my eyes. And we'll leave that one alone. Rescue
uh,
me. Go ahead. You're doing a lot of
right.
rescuing today. Go ahead.
1971, Isaac Hayes' theme from Shaft hits number one on the Billboard Hot 100 and number two on the Billboard Soul Singles charts. At 29, Hayes was jettisoned into superstardom and no longer considered just an album artist. He became more valuable as a singles artist, capable of attracting the all-important record-buying demographic, teenagers. Um, I I was tempting to do the Shaft theme song, but I'll spare you that. So
Shaft. Doesn't he say that a lot? Ooh.
exactly. Yeah.
It became famous at so many levels. The movie, the persona. Yeah, Isaac Hayes.
The
Wow.
redo of the movie and
Yeah,
the
I know.
redo of the movie. So,
Shaft. I know. There's just something. Sometimes it's just one word, the way it's said.
I
But
know.
if you think about that word, that this is not an X-rated show, so we're not going to think about that word, and we're not going to go back to fogging up my eyes either. So this is becoming. I don't think you're old enough for an adult show. Let's move on. In 1972, Elton John released one of his most famous songs, Crocodile Rock. You want to sing that one, Martin?
Nope. No,
Okay.
don't want to go near that because otherwise I'm getting lost. So 1976, Captain and Tennille's song Muskrat
Tennille.
to Neil, okay, the
Yeah.
song Muskrat Love about two rodents' amorous adventures peaks at number four on the Hot 100. Now that's one to think about. I mean, we have had it all, two
Yeah.
rodents making love, a rat cooking in
Yes.
Paris.
Ratatouille. Ratatouille. Yes.
I don't know what's next.
Well, didn't the Jacksons sing Ben about a rat as well? I
Could,
thought Ben was a
uh,
song about a rat too. I think Captain and Tennille were famous for some many other songs, and the names of the songs are just escaping me. But they were very, very famous. They were a married couple, and he wore a white captain's hat, like a boat captain's hat. So yes,
well,
I'm trying to think of the songs. Very romantic and very beautiful, and they were a very, very popular group. And then she wrote a tell-all about how bad the marriage was years later, and oh, changed everything. Let's move on. The same day, in the same year, 1976. Oh my goodness. George Harrison and Paul Simon, what? Shared the stage on SNL Saturday Night Live to perform Homeward Bound and Here Comes the Sun. One from Paul Simon and one from George Harrison. Earlier in the year, Lorne Michaels, we all know him as the producer and still going strong at 51 years, not his age, the show, offered the Beatles 3,000 US dollars to reunite. He said, okay, Beatles, okay, George and Paul and Ringo and John, come and reunite. Well, I don't think they did for that money. In the opening sketch, Lorne Michaels argues with George Harrison over how much of that money George Harrison thought he should get. Paul Simon opened the show dressed as a turkey in honor of Thanksgiving. Yes, we're a week away from U.S. Thanksgiving. Do you celebrate? You going to have a big turkey dinner, Martin, or what do you do?
I will actually be on vacation, and we're usually doing a turkey hunt at the hotel we're staying. So that's the new thing we're doing with the family. So the kids are always excited. They're getting a little prize for it, and then in the afternoon we're having a nice
What
turkey
is it?
dinner.
Wait, hold on. What's a turkey hunt? Is it a real turkey? Are you hunting for it? Or you
No,
should.
no. So the hotel is facilitating it. So you're getting sort of a cues as in where do we have to go? What do we have to do? And you have to run around, look with your kids for where sort of stuffed turkeys are exhibited. And when you find all of them or find most of them, you get a prize or the kids get a prize. So
So it's
it's
like a
actually pretty
scavenger
cool.
hunt, like a
Yeah,
scavenger
exactly.
hunt for
So, but it's nice, a little bit of peace
fun.
time and stuff. So yeah, no, we're
And
taking it easy.
that's really
So
cool. I'm cooking. That's why I'm going to the store after buy my turkey. Last year I didn't defrost it soon enough. I'm not going to a turkey farm, so I have to buy frozen turkey today, and then I have to remember to put it in the fridge on Monday,
yeah,
so
I
it'll
know.
defrost on Monday,
Yeah,
Tuesday, Wednesday, and be ready. Last year it wasn't ready, and my
I
family
know.
said, "Okay, Mom, fill the sink with cool water." All right. In 1984, Michael
Nice.
Jackson is awarded his Hollywood Walk of Fame star directly in front of
Did,
man's
did you just
famous.
really take my line? That's
Was
not.
that yours? I was so excited. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You go ahead. Go ahead.
It's okay.
I'm so
So
excited. I wanted to.
1984, now Michael Jackson is awarded a star on the Hollywood's Walk of Fame directly in front of man's famous Chinese theater, drawing the largest ever crowd for such an unveiling. Do you think it has been the largest ever crowd even till today, or was there somebody else that sort of topped it?
I have to tell you. I have to tell you that I don't have the volume up on this. Let's play
Oh.
this again here. There we go. That's a sad trombone. I'm apologizing for interrupting you. I did grab your line. I'm sorry. I don't know. It depends. You know something? If somebody like Taylor Swift got a star
Oh,
today,
good
although
point. Yeah.
she's
Okay. There it goes.
she's not a movie star yet. She's a singer, but I think she'd get a bigger crowd because the Swifties are everywhere. If Ariana Grande got one and the stars of Wicked, I think they would have a bigger crowd. But at the time, I need to research. I'm apologizing. I didn't research how big the crowd was, but at the time, it was pretty darn big. You know what? I'm going to let you do the next line to make up for stealing your line. Why don't you do 1993? Go ahead. I insist, Martin. Take
All
the
right,
line.
1993. Now we're coming to the almost to the present. Part of Augusta, Georgia's Ninth Street is renamed James Brown Boulevard in honor of their famous native son, I would say.
Very nice. And I'll take your next line. We'll flip these. In 2013, Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer went back to the hot. Well, Martin's, he's dancing. I got to tell people who know you, they got to watch
I,
this.
I watched that video. Keep going, but yeah.
Returns to the Hot 100 at number 25. Why? Because a Bolton Celtics fan was dancing to the song. Okay, so the fan comes out dancing to Living on a Prayer and it shoots back up the charts. Now, Billboard subsequently tweaked their methodology. I think they mean algorithm earlier in the year, not subsequently, already, so that streaming views of songs were factored into the tally on the chart. So they were in 2013, that's what, 12 years ago? They were starting to say, streaming, those are real people watching these videos and
I
listen
know.
to these songs. We better put this in. So, yeah, so that was 12 years ago. Interesting. And you take the last one here. Go ahead.
Yeah, before we go there, I watched the video. I can highly recommend it. The guy is just phenomenal. I mean, in a stadium. And the funny thing is everybody sort of wants to get in on the action,
Uh-huh.
but he's just doing the performance of a lifetime. I have to give him that. So I was very impressed.
Where did you find
On
the video? Where'd you see it?
it just,
On YouTube? On
yeah,
YouTube. I'll go look for it.
hilarious.
Boston
You gotta,
Celtics fan dancing to Living on a
yes,
Prayer from
yes.
923. I'll find it. I'll
There's
find
a
it.
whole other discussion that you and I can have offline on Living on a Prayer and memories of that song, but that's a whole
Okay.
different thing. So
Okay.
Loretta Lynn in 2013 is honored with the Presidential Medal of Freedom as one of the first successful female country music vocalists in the early 1960s, courageously breaking barriers in an industry long dominated by men.
Well, hey,
What a
hey,
great thing.
Loretta Lynn, bravo to you and to all of the ladies in country music who followed in your, I won't say footsteps, I'll say in your high heels, because I assume she was wearing some beautiful heels. We're going to do celebrity birthdays now, and I gave you the first one because I thought you might really enjoy this one. I'm just on a hunch. Okay, you'll have a different take on this than I will. So you're going to start off. Tell us, please, sir, who is our first birthday celebrant besides
The
you in 2 days? Who is it?
Yeah, exactly. The first one is Bo Derek, lovely age of 69 now,
Ooh.
still young. Actress who began as a child model before deciding to pursue acting on the advice of a talent agent she met through actress and Margaret, who knew her parents. In 1972, she was cast in the romantic drama film Once Upon a Love,
Hmm.
1973, directed by her first husband, John Derek, and eventually released in 1981. Well, that took a while, with the title Fantasies.
Mhm.
Her breakthrough performance as a sex symbol, now we're getting to it, and mainstream celebrity came in the romantic comedy film 10 in
Yes.
1979, where she was popularized the cornrow hairstyle.
That was
What's
those were all the
Oh,
braids
okay,
against
yeah,
her
yeah,
hair.
yeah,
Remember
okay,
her
yeah.
on the beach coming out in the white bathing suit and the hair was
Oh,
all
yeah, yeah.
except you weren't
So
looking at her hairstyle. No.
what? Hair? No. She starred in the 1984 romantic drama Bolero,
Yeah.
and in 2015, and now this is pretty bad. Sharknado 3, or hell no. I mean, talk about descent into oh my God.
Movie
She
hell.
had began dating the married John Derek at 16 when he was 46. Let's leave that out there. We'll not talk about that. They were married for from 1976 until his death in 1998. She married actor John Corbett in 2020.
And we all know
And
John
over to you.
Corbett. John Corbett was the love interest in the last season of Sex in the City in the middle of it, and he returned in And Just Like That, which was the last chapter after two major movies, which I never saw, Sex and City Reduxes, and then finally he and Sarah Jessica Parker, Carrie Bradshaw, split up
Was he,
near
was he
the end.
also wasn't he also in the Alaska thing? Like
Oh yeah,
left
yeah, 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 yeah.
what's it was actually the it was
Northern,
actually
northern.
Northern Exposure, thank you,
Yeah,
which
okay.
was, funny enough, recorded in my neck of the woods in Western Washington, actually, about
Really?
an hour east of Seattle. I found that out the hard way because you're running through the town and you're like, this looks awfully familiar. It's like,
I saw it in a movie.
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
so Bo Derek is still alive and well. I saw a picture. She's still very, very beautiful. And can you imagine that 3 years before 10 was made, she was already married to John Derek, and there's a 30-year age difference. But a lot of very young men were very taken with her in 10. If you ever say to somebody, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10, that was Bo Derek. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we have a gentleman named Richard Masur, Masur. He is 77 today. Happy birthday. He's an American character actor. You may not know his name, but you may know his movies. He's been in over 40 films. From 1995 to 99, he was SAG president. No, that has nothing to do with his physique. He was president of the Screen Actors Guild. I had to say that. I'm sorry. He's best known for playing David Kane on One Day at a Time in 1975-6, Nick Lobo on the sitcom Rhoda, 1974 to 77, Clark in The Thing, 1982, I guess that's a movie, adult Stanley Uris in Stephen King's miniseries It, 1990, Edward L.L. Moore on Younger, which was interesting. I think, no, I didn't see that one. And in 2006, he began as a recurring, for those of you Soapy fans, he was a recurring role on All My Children. He's been on MASH. He's been on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Hawaii Five-O, Happy Days, Picket Fences, Matlock, Murphy Brown, Law and Order, Kevin Probably Saves the World, All in the Family, Rhoda, I mentioned, One Day at a Time, and Transparent. So happy birthday. If you saw his picture, you'd recognize him, but the name probably not. I saved another good one for you. Go ahead, Martin. Who's
I,
next?
I get all the lucky ladies.
Yeah.
Veronica, how do you say it? Hamill?
Hamill. Hamill's good enough.
Hamill? I would
Yep.
say Hamill, yeah. Age 82, congratulations, Veronica. Actress and model who played attorney Joyce Davenport in the TV police drama Hill Street Blues. Wow, back in the days, I still remember that. And I remember her, believe it or not.
Yeah, I bet you
In
do.
1971, in her first role, she played a model in Clute, followed by roles in disaster films Beyond the Poseidon Adventure, also with a remake later on,
Yep.
and When Time Ran Out. In the late 2000s, she played Jack's mother, Margot Shepherd, on ABC's, now wait for it, Lost,
Whoa.
the biggest, I think, series ever, I think, on,
Yeah.
on TV. Pre-fame, she worked as a secretary for a company that made ironing board covers. Now that's one. Um, She began fashion modeling after being discovered by Eileen Ford. She was the Virginia Slims model in the last cigarette commercial televised in the US at 11:59 p.m. on January 1st, 1971 on The Tonight Show.
I had to put that in there. I'm
Oh, that is a
sorry.
funny one. I
Is
was
that
like,
good?
she was also a print ad model for Virginia Slims and Pall Mall Gold cigarettes.
There
So,
you
did she ever actually smoke a cigarette, or was she just the
We do
model?
not know, but
Like, because
Veronica
she doesn't
Hamill,
strike me as
happy
the
birthday.
chain smoking lady that. But what
I
do I know?
don't know if she even had what she had. Did she could have just said, "These are my favorite." I don't remember.
Yes,
Who
these are my
knows?
favorite cigarettes. I never touch them, but they're my favorites.
Let me
Never mind.
touch this stuff because I know in 30 years nobody's going to want. Anyway, we'll
Well,
leave that alone.
in a minute from now, I'm not allowed to talk about it anymore.
That's right, but I wonder if they knew it was the last. I wonder if there
Oh,
was a
I
law on
guarantee you they knew, but
must have.
it's like sort of like what are you? How do you do this? And like,
Now,
oh, you should do this, and in a minute I can't talk about it anymore. So let's
now
just.
think about this though. It was January 1st. Why not New Year's Eve, December 31st, 1970 at 11:59 before the year went to night? Isn't that interesting timing?
I guarantee you there was a lawyer involved that said, we need another month.
Yeah,
We
we need to
can't.
go into 71. That's probably
Exactly.
when the law took place. Now we've got a birthday, a young lady. Her name is Sean Young, Sean. She's a she, age 66. She's an actress in sci-fi. I thought maybe some of you would know these films. Her breakthrough role was playing Rachel in Blade Runner, followed by Chani in the sci-fi film Dune, 1984, not her age. The lead female in the neo-noir No Way Out, 1987. She was Gordon Gekko's wife, Kate, in Wall Street in 87. And rumor has it, she had a little disagreement with the director of Wall Street, and he reduced her part very seriously in the movie because they didn't agree on something. Okay, so much for Hollywood. Beyond sci-fi, she appeared in Fatal Instinct. Okay, she played the main antagonist in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, 94. Helen Hyde in the comedy Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde, 1995. She was awarded the 1991 Worst Actress Razzie and the Worst Supporting Actress Razzie for her roles in A Kiss Before Dying. So she was also the actress and the supporting actress. She must have been pretty bad, Martin. She must have been
Well, at
awful.
least in that one movie, let's put it. But if you start your career out in Blade Runner and Dune, you should be made for life. So at that point in time, as an actress, you probably say like, okay, just pay me some money, whether or not the movie is bad or not. Like, I don't really have to do anything. But what do I know? I'm not an actor, so like,
You've got the next one.
all right. Dierks Bentley, congratulations, age 50.
Hmm.
American country singer and songwriter who moved to Nashville in the late 90s to pursue a career in music and released the self-funded independent album Don't Leave Me in Love in 2001.
Oh, bravo.
His 2003 debut album with Capitol Nashville Records and 2005 follow-up Modern Day Drifter are certified platinum. His released He released his 10th studio album, Gravel and Gold, in 2023. His albums have 27 singles on the Hot Country Songs and Country Airplay charts, with 18 at number one.
Wow.
A little bit trivia bit. In 2003, Bentley worked at the Nashville Networks, now Paramount Networks. Well, you should have stayed there, probably made, the proverbial $1 million in
He
addition.
could have invested in Holiday Inn with
Exactly.
what's it, Sam? Yes.
Researching old footage of country performances.
Oh.
During his time, he was banned from the Grand Ole Opry for trespassing, a ban that would be lifted when his first album was released. Now that's a. So the question did he just walk through the Grand Ole Opry, or did he? I mean, trespassing can mean so many things. He might have been there, in unauthorized fashion to just watch a concert or something.
Could
So.
have been. Maybe he didn't pay, and I don't know, but he was doing a lot of research and he said, I'm documenting, he wanted to get into country music because he wasn't famous yet. And then once he got famous, they said, oh, you're the guy who was walking around on the back of the stage. It's okay. We really like you now, and you'll probably perform here someday.
I know.
right?
We cannot not let you in. Otherwise, we'll not make any revenues on you. So yeah, it's good.
There you go. Now, one more for happy birthday. This is Joe Walsh. He also is known as the Clown Prince of Rock and Average Joe. I don't think there's anything average about him. He is all of 78 today. Happy birthday, Joe Walsh. Guitarist, singer, songwriter. He was a member of the rock band Eagles. 5-decade career includes solo work, and he also played with the band James Gang and the band Ringo Starr and his All Star with two R's band and New Zealand's Herbs, Herbs. I would say herbs, but it's probably herbs. He was part of the supergroup The Best. He was a session musician on so many other artist recordings. In 2011, he was ranked by Rolling Stone number 54 on the 100 greatest guitarists of all time. That's pretty good. That's right about there in the middle. He joined the Eagles in 75 as a guitarist and keyboardist. Why? He was replacing Bernie Leadon, who was the founding member and left the band. His first album with the Eagles was, oh, who doesn't love this one? Hotel California. So much meaning to that song. In 1998, oh, he's coming up in the ranks here. Guitarist Magazine Readers Poll named Joe Walsh and Don Felder their Hotel California solos the best guitar solos ever. As a member of the Eagles, he was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1998 and the Vocal Group Hall of Fame in 2001. Joe Walsh has 12 solo studio albums, 6 compilation albums, 2 live albums, and his solo Life's Been Good, what a great song, is a humorous and sarcastic take on rock stardom and his highest charting solo hit. Do you remember Life's Been Good to Me somehow? Remember that one?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Gotta find it. Anyway, Joe Walsh, happy birthday. And now we're going into social media. We've got 4. I've got a YouTube and a TikTok. You've got a TikTok and Instagram. Let's go through this, and then we'll get to the holidays. So, Michael Reeves, he is 28 today. Why is he on my list? Because he's got 7 million plus subscribers and 20 million views, Martin, of his I Built a Surgery Robot video. 20 million views. 20 million. I know. He's a Filipino-American software writer. Maybe you need to hire him.
Maybe I should do more YouTube videos.
Maybe you should. Maybe we should hire him for so. I was a programmer, so that's a software writer. I'll have to talk to him. Known for his experiments with new technology and content involving robots. He's also been a part of the offline TV. I don't know what that is. Before fame, he founded his own company. He's only 28, called Infibit. Like inhibit with an F, Infibit. He became a full stack developer while attending the University of Hawaii, and his first viral video was the robot that shines a laser in your eye. Ouch. Okay. Happy birthday, Michael.
Happy birthday, Michael. And listen, you get an extra credit for actually becoming a full stack developer at the University of Hawaii, where I, growing up, would have been at the beach and not in front of the machine. That's just admitting that.
That's great.
Um,
That's great.
okay, let me go to the next TikTok person, Ivan Mars, aka Movie Detective, age 30, 3.1 million followers, more than 172 million likes, and 13 million views. Now, anyways. Post video in which he uncovers deep truth behind classic films and series, including Harry Potter and Marvel movies. Now there's so many questions I have. Pointing out hard to spot details in movies and popular videos. Now there's a Starbucks cup somewhere in actually Lord of the Rings. As a side note, his content depicts characters, scenery, and storylines, letting his followers in on secrets behind the scenes. He got 13 million views of a clip where he made fans wonder if a Secret Service agent protecting a world leader was using a fake hand to conceal a weapon at a soccer game. His observation videos are often prompted by fans' requests.
Can you imagine 172 million likes, Martin? I'd be happy with 10. I'm sorry.
I think my best video had 100. So
that's pretty good.
and it's like people. The funny thing is, people still find them. So, but but that's about, as exciting as I am. So, which is good.
Well, I have to
My
tell you,
my
when
kids probably know all of them. That's even more
they
worrying.
might. You can give them this list. By the way, when I posted on LinkedIn 2 weeks ago, the Bonnie D's Cool Dudes Hall of Fame poster, of which you are the first one on the top row, uh, I got in within 3 days, it had over 775 impressions on LinkedIn. To me, that's viral. Okay.
Oh
It
yeah.
didn't say views, it said impressions. So that many people found it in their news feed and they looked at it maybe. Okay. That to me is viral. I'll happy say, and I'm calling it 875,000. We'll just add a couple of zeros there. Let's go to Kenny Song. He is 24. We're going from robots and deep fakes and I'm sorry, deep truths, excuse me, to cooking now. He posts Asian cuisine, simple recipes for meals and snacks. I'm getting hungry. I didn't have lunch,
I know. Me
including
too.
steamed eggs, Szechuan mapo tofu. I have no idea, but mapo was like an oatmeal cereal with maple in it, I think. And jajangmyeon. I don't know what that. Anybody knows? You tell me. He does cooking and food-based ASMR. Do you know what ASMR is?
Nope.
That's where you talk into the microphone and make noises like things crunching, and you open food.
Okay.
And these
Oh
people
my
who
God.
do this are getting hundreds of thousands of views of their videos on their separate channels for ASMR
Okay.
for making noises. Anyway, he's got his cooking and food base where he might open a hamburger and crunch the paper in front of you and eat it. Frequently set to popular songs, and he posts food photography, selfies, and he has a Q&A reel on Instagram. So he's on TikTok and Insta. Martin, a lot of these stars are on multiple platforms. If they're hot on YouTube, they also have Insta, they also have TikTok. They know how to market.
Oh yeah,
Seriously.
no, no. I mean, if once you have the content, you just go big and broad. I get that part. I get the commercial part. I'm just like, this is, you know, I the I think what leaves me always speechless is like whenever I try to put content together, it takes me a while to actually, assemble the content and then record the content. So it's like, so bottom line is good news for them is that's their main job. Yeah. I do that as a side gig once in a while.
Yes.
But
Well,
yeah. So
a lot of these people have left school. Many of them have left school in their late teens or they left jobs in their 20s and they go full time on social
yeah.
and they are
So
making a living.
public service announcement for the younger generation guys. Some of you might actually become a content creator and make money out of this. The other guys, for the other guys and girls out there, I have to tell you, some of you really have to do the hard job of doing something.
Yep.
And welcome to life. So
And are you hiring?
that wasn't the
That
public
wasn't
service
it.
announcement.
Okay. You've got
Um,
one more celebrity birthday in social to talk to us about. Who've you
Excellent.
got? Insta.
Instagram, Donya, she age 36 today, 16 million plus followers and 3.5 million views of one video. Posts fashion, lifestyle, and travel content, often wearing designer clothes by Dior and Versace.
Okay.
She got 3.5 million views of her video walking the streets of London in a pink top and black coat. She
Please hold your
documented her
applause.
2023 trip to the US, including Hollywood and New York. She became a brand ambassador for Hotbed Casino.
Hold your applause, Martin. I could do, let me see if I can quickly get some applause going here for us. Those are for all the birthday people. If I could just find the damn audio file here. Okay, it's just they made everything so hard to do on all right, let's stop the track there. Okay, no, we're not going to close the show yet. Okay, let's go to wacky holidays. I'm taking the first one to start. You're taking the second one to start. So today is National Absurdity Day, and there actually is a thing, and it means something to a lot of people. It's not just being weird, but that's part of it. So in 1844, the philosophy of absurdism. Did you know that's a philosophy, Martin? Did you even? I didn't
Nope.
either. That's why I fall down the rabbit hole researching these. It debuted when Danish philosopher Soren Kierkegaard, we've heard that name, publishes philosophical fragments. I guess it was a treatise. The premise is, oh boy, this is deep. Humans are all searching to find meaning in a meaningless universe. This became a movement in theater and literature in Europe in Northern America, North America. Okay, what's next?
I can sort of see that. The Danes have a long winter, and we get that. So I'm like, it's okay. That's
That
fine.
was good. That was good. That was really, I didn't expect that one. Go ahead.
Albert Camus publishes his
Camus, 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 French.
Camus. Oh, it's
Yeah,
a French.
Camus.
Oh,
Yes, Camus.
French person. Oh, sorry, my apologies. Albert Camus publishes his philosophical essay on absurdism in the myth of Sisyphus, influenced by Kierkegaard,
Yes,
Arthur Schopenhauer. Now
yes,
that I can say,
yes.
and Friedrich Nietzsche.
Ooh,
In the final chapter, Camus, sorry,
moo.
compares the absurdity of life, or I should say, the absurdity of life, because it's French, with the situation of Sisyphus, a figure of Greek mythology condemned to repeat forever the same meaningless task of pushing a boulder up a mountain, only to see it roll down again just as it nears the top. The essay concludes the struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. I Yeah, it's no, no, never mind. It's okay. Okay, it's yeah.
Have you
I,
seen the pictures of Sisyphus? Have you seen the little
oh,
cartoons? And you've probably seen of him pushing that big boulder up, and
oh
then
yeah, no, 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 absolutely. I mean, I know the whole Sisyphus
yeah,
part. It's like the challenge I'm trying to come to grips with the struggle itself towards the height is enough to fill a man's heart. So in other words, trying to tell me that it's like, okay, we're happy by just trying to push the damn boulder up the mountain every single day and being overall. So it's like, okay, guys, wake up, people.
but maybe he was happy that it didn't run him over on its way down.
Hey,
There, I
nuts.
got to live another day. See, I got to push it up again because it didn't.
Yeah, but it's isn't that coming back to the same point of, after you run into the same wall so many times, you should learn your lesson? I mean, it's like,
That's misappropriated to Albert Einstein because I don't think he said that.
no, but
Insanity
it's
is
like,
doing
but
the
you get
same thing over and over again, expecting a
exactly.
different result. Yeah,
Yeah,
same
so
thing. So I'm just going to say this. It's absurd, and that's why we're celebrating National Absurdity
good
Day, or as
point.
you say, absurdity. 1950s and 60s, it was the peak of the movement. We had theater of the absurd. We had surrealism. We had an entire genre of literature based on non sequitur behaviors and otherworldly plots. You know what a non sequitur is?
Nope.
It's when two thoughts don't follow each other. So it's like when you're saying
Got
something
it.
and then you complete, and I've been doing that probably 12 times already since we started this show. Changing the direction of a conversation. Non sequitur means not following. I
Okay.
guess it's Latin.
Got
So
it.
non sequitur behaviors, and we've got some examples. What you have an example for us? Go ahead.
Well, 1952, Samuel Beckett, a play Waiting for Godot, is based entirely around the pair of characters waiting at a tree for their friend Godot, whom we never meet to arrive.
And he never gets there, waiting for Godot. And if that isn't absurd, I don't know what is. Nobody knows where National Absurdity Day happened. Maybe there was just a day on the calendar. People said there aren't enough holidays today, so let's just be absurd. And it embraces absurdity, simply requires moving past your tacit daily rules from the way we dress. Well, I dress like this on all my shows. I have something to show you that's absurd, though. The way we speak, and they did say how we sit in public, but I took out the in public side part of the notes because that sounded nasty. Are you doing anything today that's absurd, Martin, other than doing the show with me?
Um, my amounts of absurdity moves every day has decreased since I started my own business because I don't have as much time for absurd things, but it's getting better. So, but here's a good one. In the 2000s, primary and secondary schools begin to celebrate National Absurdity Day to let students get the wiggles out and enjoy the playfulness of movements.
And I'm going
Now,
to show you some. Wait a minute. I got to show
yeah,
you this. Can you see this? It's on the
what?
screen. This is the pen I'm writing my notes with. Can you see this? Yes, that's absurd, right?
No, that's monstrous.
I
That's
know I used to
not.
use this on my television show and say I'm going to take some notes now. So that's my little bit of absurdity in honor of today.
That's
Okay.
like honey, I've shrunk the kids type thing,
And
and
and it works. It really
but
writes. It really
but,
writes. Isn't that
but the
gorgeous?
pen didn't shrink with us. So like,
Is
okay,
that a beauty? I
yeah,
found it in my bookcase the other day and I said, that's going to be on my show. So, and look, it matches. It matches the, now that's absurd. And it matches
Yeah, I
the,
know.
look at the color in
That's pretty
HB2.
good.
Look, and it matches the color in, look at this. Just, no, it's a little off on that. Okay, we'll keep it on this side of the screen. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
but
That's interesting.
you're
I'm very
totally
fashionable.
aligned there with all the colors there.
Very
Yeah,
fashionable. You've
that's
got the next holiday, and this is fun, and we don't know what the final line is going to be on this one, but what's the holiday? Go ahead.
National Name Your PC Day.
What?
PC standing for personal computer. In 1962, early use of the term personal computer is found in a New York Times article on November 3rd, reporting John W. Morley's vision of future computing.
That's totally absurd. In 1968, 6 years later, HP Hewlett Packard advertised their powerful computing genie as the new Hewlett Packard 9100A personal computer. Interesting. Do you remember that?
Nope, that was before my time. I was maybe planned, but I think I wasn't even planned that yet. So, uh,
You've got the name wrong. Go ahead.
1971, another 3 years later, the Kenback One releases,
Ooh.
which the Computer History Museum considers the world's first personal computer. Early personal computers were also called microcomputers and sold in an electronic kit form and limited numbers, positioning personal computers as mass market, affordable consumer electronic devices. 71, but that was fairly early. So
Hmm.
the target audience was generally hobbyists that had way too much money, and I ad-libbed that in there, and technicians specifically inclined towards the Exidy Sorcerer, the
Ooh.
North Star Horizon,
Ooh.
the Kromenko Z2, now that means something, and the Heathkit H8 computers. So,
That's amazing. Wow. Did you have, what was your first computer? Do you remember?
oh, absolutely do I remember. My first personal computer was a Commodore C64, which to this day I love, admire, and actually still emulate and have introduced my kids to. But even that was so expensive at the time that, I had a hard time convincing my whole family to sort of get on board.
Yep.
And mind you, I was a spoiled only child, so I didn't even have to compete with a brother or sister. But no, it was, but it put me on the trajectory. So for all of you parents out there, you might not want your kids being a computer gamer or a computer person, but they might end up, just like me. So which loved computers from day one, never thought that I would be good enough in order to actually do anything with it. Turns out, I actually
Look
did
at
pretty
this.
well, I guess. So
Look at this. Well, I remember the day when a box arrived at our apartment door, and it was a gift from one of my son's grandfathers, my father-in-law, and I think it was a Commodore 64. And we said, "What the hell are we supposed to do with this?" I
I
don't,
know.
I don't remember. But I also remember wanting to start my own marketing consulting business in 1998, I think it was. No, it was 1988. And I asked my parents for a loan. So I went to one of the big computer stores. I think it was CompUSA or one of those, whatever was around in the day. I think it was one of the preceding. And I bought a desktop Macintosh, a black and white printer, and I think an external hard drive. And can you guess what it, I want a medal from Tim Cook. I wanted one from Steve Jobs too. Do you want to know what that little gig cost me, that setup? What do you think? With a 2-year insurance policy added to it.
I would say $2,000.
Oh my God, Martin, please. Are you drinking?
Yeah.
It was $10,000
Okay. So,
for a
okay.
desktop Mac, a black and white printer, and I think a
Yeah.
couple of
Yeah, I
accessories.
mean
It was
they sort of they fell in, but it's like it depends really on the year. I mean, we had years, and I was doing internships in a computer store, and the funniest thing, as a side note, it was always the people that came in and wanted to have the biggest machine. And then they tried to tell me, the computer gamer in the room, that the machine is just for office work. Yeah, because
mm-hmm.
nobody wanted to admit at the time that they wanted to buy a PC with the biggest decked out, graphics card, because they couldn't play Wing Commander otherwise, with their
Yep.
kids. I was started laughing. I'm like, if you need that machine in order to do your Excel, we have bigger
You
problems.
have a problem.
Anyway,
Well, I remember joining AOL in the 1990s, which was early when they used to send discs, shiny CD discs in the mail for you to insert in the hard drive slot in your computer. And you would get on AOL, and that was my earliest email. And I used to invite my neighbors who were all, I lived in a well-to-do building, but I was the working girl. I could afford it. I managed to afford it. And I'd invite them to come in and I'd say, "You want to hear something?" They'd say, "Yeah." And they'd listen to me do 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 do, and you've got mail. And they said,
you
"What
know
the
what?
hell
You
is
know what
that?"
the funniest thing is? To this day, I can, by just listening to the connection sequence of tones, I can probably still tell you what the connection speed is. It's one of
Yes.
those crazy things that I got stuck in my head where I'm like, oh yeah, this is a 2400 baud connection. And I'm and people look at you and I'm like, what? I'm like, no, it's
I'm still
actually
saying what? That's absurd, but that's phenomenal. I will tell you that I joined some joke. My dad loved jokes. He was a doctor, and he used to have some jokes always, not literally up his sleeve, to tell his patients. He was a radiologist, and people would say, "Oh, you're going to put me under that big X-ray machine or whatever," and he would tell them a joke or a story. So he always loved jokes. So I joined it was called Joke Med Group, and it was lawyers and doctors. I had no idea who these people were, but I found it online. This was early internet. And I used to get the jokes and I would print them out on my black and white printer and hole punch them and put them in a binder so that I had, because I didn't know what was going to happen to them and I didn't know how. I think I still have some of those emails from 19, yes. And I think I
kind
still,
of, yeah,
I have the folder and I'm still friends with one of the people from that group. He still
that's
sends
funny.
out jokes and cartoons. And how many years later? Never mind. Okay. And we have one more here, and then I have a hard question for you. 1977, three pre-assembled small microcomputers led to the positioning of the PC as affordable, mass market, consumer electronic device. Everybody wanted one. That was still early 77. We're talking later here. Apple II, the PET 2001 were advertised as personal computers. They became a hit. In 1978, I was starting to be a programmer back then on mainframes. They
Yeah.
took the market by storm, and that year, this is what you were talking about. Dan Bricklin and Bob Frankston created VisiCalc, the first electronic spreadsheet. We're talking pre-Excel here. Expanding the PC's use. No, it's not just for games. No, it's not just a typewriter. You can actually do number calculations on
Oh
it. It's
yeah.
a spreadsheet. So that was 77. So the big question before we close out now is, did you name your PC or your Mac? Do you have a name for them, Martin?
No, I never got to that. I mean, I use them as tools, but I never got to the point where I need to hug it or, cozy it or, call it names. That's just that's just a bridge too far for me. But,
That's absurd.
yes, but
So you don't say if it goes bad or something happens, you don't say damn you or darn you or please.
yeah, but I don't go too far to say, hey, Josie, you should reboot now,
You
or
just did. You just named your
James,
PC.
James, can you please sort of open up the file that why are you not opening up the file, James? So I never go that far. I mean, if I have a bad day and an update doesn't do what I expect it to do or something, then I might be cursing at it. Um, but I'm not going so far as, personalizing it or giving it a proper name. No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, I haven't named mine recently, but usually the hard drive on the desktop, I will put a name like Bonnie D's or Reds or something like that. But I haven't done that in a while. So now mine just says Macintosh
Yeah,
HP.
yeah, hard
And
drive.
that's about it. But you know
Like,
something, there are times when I'll do an update, a system update. I just did the latest Tahoe update with at great risk, but it seems to be okay. It fixed a couple things last night or the night before, and I'll be sitting here and watching it. It's a shutdown and installing the software, and you're sitting here and you're literally counting the seconds and the nanoseconds, saying, "Why didn't it come back?" Okay, the little lights are okay, good. All right, fine, it's starting. And then the little thing goes across, and then it doesn't. And you put your finger on the screen and you say, "Okay, I'll see when it moves," because that's where in the middle of the finger, that's where the little bar is, and it doesn't, and then it turns off again and it turns on again. It starts all over and it goes another
but
quarter of an inch, and you're putting your finger back on the screen. And that's a point where you really want to call your on my Mac or PC or whatever you've got, you really want to
yeah,
call
but
it a
those
name.
In
A
fairness,
name.
though, I have to tell you, is like I still remember the days, I think it was Windows 3.1. It would go from 0 to 99% in about 2 seconds, yeah. And then it would idle at 99% for about half an hour. So I'm like, I think we as an industry have gotten much better at progress bars and setting the right expectations than what we had back then. I still remember that. I'm like, seriously, you're at 99% and you still need half an hour? I'm like, why do you even show me a progress bar? Why don't you just say I'm busy? Like,
That I like. That I like. You know something? That'd be a great name for a PC. I'm busy.
yeah,
Right?
exactly.
There you go.
Come back later, have a coffee,
Come back later. Yes, have a coffee with no, without caffeine. So, well, something that'll make you fall asleep so you won't be worried that it's
Exactly.
taking
Yeah.
so long. But I do sit here when I look at it and I say, come on, you. Now, come on, don't do that to me. Okay. I went out, I made dinner, I came back, you're still looking at that same no, something's wrong. Oh my God, don't do that to oh my God. Do I have to worry? I have to call somebody? No, there's nobody to call. Well, you got to figure it. So we need to get a name for our PCs and our Macs. We really,
Okay.
really do.
Let me just give it a pat here. So
Okay. On that note, let's close out. Let's see if I can get this to play. Hold on. Bingo. Dance our way out. Martin, you're delightful. I'll see you on Cool Dude Prediction Show on the 3rd for 5 minutes. You'll help me open the show. Happy birthday to you, Martin.
thank you. Appreciate it.
22nd. I give thanks for you. Shine. Smile. Let's say thank you to the Suno Orchestra and let's say goodbye to our